What's up, you guys? I am Mia. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to read this, y'all. I got this off of Instagram. It was a reel this girl did, and I was listening to it like as her pictures was going through on the reel. I was listening to it, and it was basically about the standards that society puts on women, and how it's just you really can never win as a woman. It was no winning with these people, and I just want to read it to y'all because it's really facts for real. I wrote it down just so I can read it to y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it. So it say, "Oh, don't worry. Society expects plenty from women. We're expected to age gracefully, but never let ourselves go. Work like we have no children, but parent like we have no job. They'll call the stay-at-home mother unfulfilled, but the working mother they'll call her selfish, and the childless woman she's considered incomplete. Go chase that career, but never at the expense of family. Think like a man if you want to be successful, but don't act like one if you want to be liked. We're supposed to mother our husbands, but never treat them like children. Put out on demand, but demand respect. Married and miserable is better than single and happy. Don't stay with an abusive man, but never break up the family. Don't marry a bum for love, but don't stay with a successful man for security. Don't be dependent on a man for money, but don't emasculate him by earning more." That's a big kicker of what's going on right now. They'll tell us to embrace our sexuality, but have some self-respect, and to care about our appearance, but stop looking for attention. Just say no, but let him down easy. Be aware of your surroundings, but stop being so dramatic. Practice self-love, but don't love yourself too much. Or then they consider you vain or stuck up if you love yourself too much, or you're too manly and too masculine. Like they be trying to say, like, one thing about me, what I'm learning, and by reading that and listening, hearing that, it's just facts. And all I can say is, fuck society, fuck the stuff that the standards that they try to put on us. Because at the end of the day, we are human, we are women, and we gotta do what make us happy. And that's why more women are starting to do what make us happy. Like we doing us, and that's why it's really infuriating to men. Because for one, they got standards that's put on them by society, and a lot of them can't even live up to that stuff. So they be mad projecting onto us and all of this other stuff. And and it's true, like it's so much of this that's put onto us. They literally do. I seen it in the comments the other day on the guy, the comedian, Desi. He was talking about how all these men be acting like independent single women just be at home crying a river because they don't have a man or whatever. And a lot of the women was in the comments, and one lady was like, "I travel the world with my kids. I'm buying a building like to create wealth and stuff. Like I ain't worried about nobody's sitting around crying over these men." And we're not. Like when you come in, we get a good one, cool. If you gonna bring a bunch of toxicity, we cool on you, okay? Life is hard enough, and nobody wants to be in a relationship that's bringing you down, making it harder. Life is already hard. We gotta pay bills, we gotta take care of kids, we gotta take care of ourselves, we gotta get our hair done, nails done, we gotta keep our appearance up. Like they say, this goes for male and female. It's hard for us. Men got stipulations on them. Women, we got stipulations on us. It's hard for all of us, man and woman. So they got these gender wars going on and all this stuff to keep division going in our communities. And truly, we need to be worried about the right things, which is parenting our children right, for one, because they are the future. We're raising messed up kids, polluting the damn economy and polluting society. That's what we really polluting. That's the things about society that we really messing up on, is because we so worried about appeasing the society of having a man and a woman and being the perfect wife, perfect girlfriend, and perfect this, perfect that we can't even get to know ourselves. We can't even be better versions of ourselves to even become better parents, to be better examples for our children that are watching us. So all we doing is teaching them toxic behaviors, teaching them a bunch of stuff that they got to grow up and now unlearn, and now they got to grow up and learn stuff that they should have learned when they were younger. So it's a bunch of mess going on. But in them comments, I did see the guy, under that one I was just talking about the girl who said she, traveling with her kids, she not worried about that. The one guy gonna say on her thing, well, you're good because you have children. It's like, pick a side. Which one is it? One minute y'all bashing the women for having a bunch of kids. If they have a bunch of kids, if they have 6 kids by one man, you still got something to say about them. Because if he's toxic and abusing her, you gonna have something to say about that. Why you get that man that many kids? Like they did, the girl. Then if you have 6 kids by 2, 3 different men, they got something to say about you with that. Like, and that's why a lot of girls stay in toxic relationships, because society got us feeling like, oh, if you have multiple baby daddies, you're this and that. But then they say something about you if you got one baby daddy and he's doing this to you. They say, why would you get with a man that's like that don't have no education? But if we judge these dudes and all of this, it's just so much. It's like you really can't win for losing. Like I said, if you marry a bum for love, they're going to say something about that. Like, they're going to talk about you for that. They're going to talk about you if you only dating the men with the money. They're going to have something to say regardless. It's like really no winning. For me, I just believe that both people, we are in the day and age we live in, it takes 2 to tango. It takes 2 to build. Like, I really feel like the average man can't just sit here and make a ton of gazillions of dollars without the help of his woman. I feel like man and woman should be coming together to build that successful life together. But you got so many lazy men, you got some lazy women, it's just too much going on out here. But this really did hit for real, because it's just like they really be trying to talk down on anything. They talk down on the women with kids. They talk down on the wives for staying with their cheating husbands and talk about them. They talk about the women with no kids, saying she's incomplete, saying why you over 30 with no kids. It's like, bruh, let people do them. Having kids is not an easy job. That's the hardest job. Everybody always talking about, oh, marriage ain't for the weak. No, being a mama ain't for the weak. Being a daddy is not for the weak. Because you got to be able to put somebody else before yourself, which a lot of these narcissists don't know how to do. And this world is full of narcissists running around here. Everything is hard. It's hard just being alive as a single person. It was hard before I even had kids. It was hard already, because I was learning stuff I was in this world by myself, figuring out things by myself. It was already hard. It's hard for us all out here. And that's why I'm a firm believer in just figuring out what truly makes you happy. What do you truly need? For one, people need God, the real God, building a real relationship, not this Christian religion crap that they be pushing, and you only get the so-called fellowship with God on a Sunday. Like, that's a whole different video. I already been talking about that, exposing Christianity. That's the devil's religion, and I'm gonna stand on that. Like, how do you preach marriage and coming together under God's covenant if God is bringing you together, but you don't even have a relationship with God on a day-to-day? You only go fellowship with other people with him on a Sunday, on one day out of the week, and that's not even the Sabbath day. I did that video exposing Christianity, so y'all can go watch that one. Like, they've made up so many lies. The government has made up so many lies. Like I call them, the devil. They made up so many lies, got people brainwashed, got people, it's just a mess. Like I said, what we talking about now, society has truly brainwashed us, and it started from as little kids. This is why I'm big on now, like with homeschooling my daughter, because I want to teach her the right way. I want to teach her God. They don't teach God in the schools. They don't teach none of the right things to run the schools. This is indoctrination camps. They teaching you, your kids, what they want them to know, so that they can mold them, because it starts young. You attack the children while they're young, you mess up the population for life and get them to feed into the Ponzi schemes of the government. Like I always be saying in these videos, like, that's why there's an attack on children. That's why it's an attack on children. Because they molding us from that young, molding you what you should do, how you should feel about yourself. So many of us don't love ourselves. Like looking in the video, I just did this other video, and y'all probably will see that video after this one, maybe before this one, I don't know. But I have this blue shirt on, and you know, just talking about the obsessive lovers because of everything that I've been talking about what I'm going through, about with the girl from Ashley that, you know, her baby daddy stabbed her up or whatever. That's what made me even talk about all of this stuff, because they do, and they make women feel like I gotta stay. Because I was talking about her when I was about the 6 kids. They make you feel like you gotta stay with them, because of reading her page on her Facebook page, you know, I'm like, dang, she really wanted out, but because she got 6 kids with this man, she felt like she had to stay. And now look what it led to. It ultimately led to her getting stabbed up 18 times by him. Like, didn't even care about your kids. They be really that possessive. And that's what my other videos was about the obsessive lover and getting away from obsessive men, because obsessive man will kill you. Like, this ain't no joke. But because of what society sit here and tell us, we stay, and then want to sit up here and look down on the women, the damsels, who the unmarried women. And then you got the unmarried women looking down on the women who are doormats for their husbands. It's just a bunch of that. And we as women be going against each other about this stuff. And, you know, even for me, I just be looking like a lot of these wives that I've been seeing lately, all of them talking about marriage ain't for the weak. Even the guy said that the other day, talking something, marriage, you're not gonna be happy. It's like, so why do you condemn the ones who don't want to be married and don't want to have to go through that stuff? It's like, why is there such back and forth then? Everybody don't want to have to go through that stress of, if marriage is really all of that strife that everybody talks about, and a bunch of this gotta forgive and patience and all of this shit, why do people look down on the unmarried people for not wanting to have to go through all of that? If marriage ain't for the weak, like Rashida be saying, y'all know what they say about Rashida. Right, you gotta deal with children, side babies, and all of that. Deal with all of this. If that's the case, then why do people want that? Because people glorify these years. People act like history means more than self-respect, and it's quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. How many of them years was it of good quality? Like, it's not about the quantity. Everybody be so caught up on, oh, I was with this person for this many years. But look how much shit that happened during them years. That's messed you up mentally, messed your kids up mentally, because of you sticking around for all those years, going through hell for all those years. And I was just learning, that's what dementia and stuff, when you get old, dementia and stuff come from a lot of that narcissism stuff, come from a lot of people being like, the more I'm doing my research on stuff, to see that's when you get into old age and you start getting, a lot of this stuff be linked to the life you have lived. But they give it these terms and all of this stuff, when all of it in all actuality is spiritual warfare. It's this demonic versus the righteous, the demons versus God. Like, you know, but I don't want to get to talking too much in this video. I'm tired. I'm about to go lay myself down. But I really just had to read this because they put so much on women in society. The one thing I can say is self-love is the best love. And when you truly love yourself, and I feel like men too, men need to learn to love themselves. They accept a lot of bullshit too. They accept a lot of bullshit too. And because they hate themselves so much, they project that onto us, and they want us to feel like them. That crab in a bucket mentality. You don't feel that good about yourself, so you don't want your woman feeling too good about herself, because if she feels too good about herself, then that's going to make you feel like she emasculating you and all of this, and all this ego stuff, feeding off the fleshly desires. And it's really tearing up the community. It's really tearing us up. feeding off of these fleshly desires. But this video already 15 minutes long, so y'all have a great night, have a great morning, whatever it is, have a great day whenever you see this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.